What impact does hearing have on the brain? Hello to all my subscribers and anyone new to this channel. I am Dr. Parker, and please continue to watch this video to hear from Fit and Wellness Over 50 about what impact does hearing have on your brain. Hearing is an essential sense of human development. What do you need to know? Let's take a look at what impact does hearing have on the brain. What is hearing? It is one of the 5 traditional senses that humans experience. Hearing is a sense that is processed by the brain, which analyzes what it hears and then sends signals to other parts of the body. Hearing is a form of sensory perception that we use to gather information about our environment. Hearing is a type of sensory process in which our brain interprets sound waves as meaningful sounds. The sound waves are created by vibrations in the air, which are then detected by your ears and sent to your brain. Now, your brain then interprets these waves as different sounds. The frequency, intensity, and duration of these sound waves determine what you hear and how you hear it. Why is hearing important? Hearing is important because it helps people understand what's being said. The hearing also helps people learn to speak and communicate with others. If a person is deaf, they can't hear, but they can use sign language or other methods to communicate. The hearing ear is a complex organ that is responsible for hearing, balance, and maintaining equilibrium. Now, the ear also helps regulate our body temperature by releasing heat through the ear canal. Hearing can have a profound impact on our brains. It can affect our mood, our emotions, and our behavior. What is sound spectrum? Now, this section of the video provides an introduction to the sound spectrum and hearing range. The first thing we should understand is that the human ear can hear frequencies that range from 20 hertz to about 20,000 hertz. Now, sounds outside this range are not audible to humans. What are the different types of hearing loss? Hearing loss is a condition in which the ability to hear sounds is reduced or completely absent. Hearing loss can be temporary or permanent, mild or severe, and it can affect one ear or both ears. It can also affect one part of the hearing range or both parts of the hearing range. Hearing loss can be caused by many different factors such as aging. The most common cause of hearing loss is age. The cells in the ear that transmit sound signals deteriorate with age and eventually die off. Now, this leads to a decrease in the ability to hear higher frequencies, such as consonants and sibilants. Hearing loss is a natural process of aging, and it starts from the time that we are born. The ears start to lose the ability to hear sounds as we age, and this leads to hearing loss in old age. Age plays a role in how quickly you develop hearing problems, but it also depends on your lifestyles and health conditions, like diabetes and high blood pressure. 2, exposure to loud noises. Loud noises can lead to permanent hearing damage, and that's why it's necessary for people who work in places where there are loud noises, such as construction sites, concerts, and others, to wear ear protection. Loud noises from things like traffic and machinery can damage the hair cells in your inner ear that sends these sound messages to your brain. Tinnitus is a constant ringing in the ears, and it's a symptom of hearing loss. It's often associated with hearing loss because it's often caused by exposure to these loud sounds. 3, medication. Some medications can also cause nerve damage and hearing loss. For example, antibiotics can lead to bacteria or fungal infections, which can cause temporary or permanent hearing loss if not treated properly. 4, health condition. Diseases. Hearing loss can also be caused by several diseases, including meningitis, measles, and the mumps. Accidents are one of the most common causes of hearing loss. When something goes into the ear canal or gets too close to the eardrum, it can cause damage to the inner ear. Now, the most common cause of hearing loss is from accidents, especially those involving explosions or gunfire. Genetics. Genetics can play a role in hearing loss because some people are born with the hereditary conditions that will lead them to a higher risk of developing hearing problems later on in life. Hearing loss can also be caused by genetic disorders like Down syndrome or by birth defects like cleft palate or the hair lip. 7. Earwax. Earwax can also cause hearing loss when it builds up in the ear canal and blocks the ear opening. Now, this prevents sound waves from entering the eardrum and being converted into electrical signals that are sent to the brain for processing. So, how does hearing loss impact brain functioning? Hearing loss is a common problem that affects millions of people. It can be caused by various factors such as aging, exposure to loud noises, and genetics, which we did discuss earlier. Hearing aids are devices that are designed to help those who experience hearing loss. They amplify the sound waves and make them louder for the listener. How hearing affects memory and how to improve hearing for cognitive development. The human ear is a complex organ with 3 main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Now, the outer ear includes the pinna and the auditory canal. The middle ear includes the eardrum. The outer and the middle ears, they work together to collect sound waves and transfer them to the inner ear. These waves then move through a series of tiny bones called ossicles, which transmit them as vibrations to fluid in the cochlea. The inner ear includes 2 fluid-filled chambers. Now, the fluid transmits these vibrations as nerve impulses along the auditory nerves to the brain, where they're interpreted as sound. The first step in understanding how hearing works is to explore how sound waves travel from their sources to the eardrum of our ears. So, what is the best way to correct a hearing loss? Hearing loss is a common problem that affects more than 25 million Americans. Many treatments can help people with hearing loss. Now, hearing aids are the most common treatment for hearing loss, but they do not work for everyone. There are many different types of hearing aids available to suit different needs. Some of them are designed to be discreet, while others have features like the Bluetooth connectivity or directional microphones and amplifiers for phone conversations or TV watching. The hearing aid industry is worth about $3 billion in the U.S. alone, and it has been growing at an average rate of 4% every year since 2011. Hearing and memory formation. So the short term or the working memory is the temporary storage area of the brain. It holds information for a short period of time, usually about less than a minute, but it can be extended with reminders. Long-term memory, it is more a permanent storage area of the brain that stores information for long periods, and it can be recalled at a later date or time. Conclusion, the hearing sense is one of the most important senses we have. It helps us with language development, speech recognition, and understanding what others say. And if you find this video to be informative, please give us a thumbs up and click the subscribe button to be notified weekly of more informative videos. Thank you for watching, and please share your stories.